Hello, and thank you for joining me on another episode on my Devlog series. Now let's get started. If you haven't yet, you should probably check my previous video, that is the introduction to my channel and the idea behind the Devlog series. As for this video, I will start with a short introduction about the idea I will be working on, and afterwards I will show you about how far I got and the difficulties I encountered during the process. Also, I thought that having the footage of the tower defense game in the background becomes really boring because it's the same thing over and over again. Uh, I decided to change up some things, and because I got a drawing tablet from one of my friends, I decided to illustrate the ideas using this tablet while I discuss them. The main idea behind my game is to have a very relaxing item trading game where you are a shopkeeper and you craft items and sell them to customers that are visiting your shop. There are many games that have inspired me to do this, and the general idea is similar to games like Shopkeep or the trading part of the game Moonlighter, if you heard of it. But my plan is to add additional features that would separate my game from others on the market and also definitely make it more entertaining for people to play. Currently, the general idea behind the game is to have different types of shops with different types of managers that you can choose from, each having a specialty, like creating items faster or being more persuasive and selling the items at a higher price to the customers. Also, I would like to add in-game events such as wars or I don't know, famine, which would change the prices of the items I'm selling based on the demand. I would like to implement a day and night system where at the end of the day you close your shop and have to take a rest in order to replenish your energy or something similar. Currently, I don't know what the ending of the game will supposed to be, but I think for now an endless gameplay will be in the plans, and on the go I might change this based on the gameplay. I'm also planning to add a reputation system where customers would be more fond of you and would pay more for some items than others based on their previous experiences in your shop. Also, as I've said in my previous episode, I'm very fond of talent trees, so that will definitely not be missing from this game. And I'm also planning to add rarities to the items you craft, maybe even increase the value of your shop based on the quality of items you produce. And there are many more ideas I have written down, but currently these would be the most important ones that I'm focusing on. I've made a very short list with some things I want to have in a prototype so that I can give it to some of my friends and ask for opinions about the game from them. On the other hand, enough talking about this, and let's see how far I got in the past 2 weeks with the project. Before showing you my project, I want to make a short disclaimer that all the assets and sprites that are in my project are free to use from either the asset store or the Open Game Art website. I'm using these sprites as placeholders for the final product because currently I don't know exactly what I want, and therefore I don't think that I should invest in better sprites, so bear with me. As I'm not too confident with my drawing skills, I do not want to make my own sprites, so until then I will work with what I have. First, I searched for a tile set that looked something like a house or an indoor workshop, and I found this awesome tile set pack from Beast, created a few years back, and I instantly downloaded it and imported it into Unity. Then I soon realized that I had no idea how to work with tile sets, so a quick tutorial from Breckies helped me with that as well. There's a link in the description with the full tutorial if anyone is interested. After I got the hang of the tile sets, I made and then remade and then created the view again until I had a room that I was satisfied with for the beginning. After I remade the scene a few times, I realized that I made the tile set on the same layer, and therefore I had to remake everything again with two different layers, one for the walls and one separately for the ground. After I was happy with how the scene turned out, I wanted to make a walkable surface for my characters to move on, just to find out that nav meshes are not working in 2D environment, only in 3D. After I gave up on the nav mesh idea, I imported a slime character from my tower defense game, so it serves me as a shopkeeper while I have sprites for a new character. After I imported the slime, I quickly fixed the animation state machine, so the slime would turn in the direction he will be moving, and finally I had some environments set up so I could write some code as well. The first thing I implemented was the movement for my character, but because I didn't have a specific walkable surface, my character could walk out of the zone without any obstacles. At one point I had a slime that kept coming closer and closer to the camera before walking off the screen. This was because I swapped up the vector3 constants and I used the wrong ones instead. After I had my character movement set in place and working correctly, I wanted to use triggers on my walls in order to stop my character from moving when they hit it, but then I realized that this was obviously a very bad choice and I gave up on the idea. In the end, I ended up with adding rigid bodies and colliders to all my objects. The walls had kinematic set to them, and my character was dynamic with its gravity scale set to 0, and therefore it didn't fall downwards. Whenever it hit the wall, it just stopped moving. Next, I implemented a workspace represented by a chest currently, and whenever I clicked on the workspace, the shopkeeper started moving towards it, and when it reached it, it stopped there for a few seconds, representing a working activity, after which it just left and started moving in a different direction. Although the algorithm was fairly simple to implement, I made a small mistake, and when the shopkeeper was moving toward the workplace, it sometimes had the wrong animation on it, and therefore sometimes it looked as if it was moonwalking towards the workplace. After some time spent on it, I realized what the issue was, I quickly fixed it, and I had finally a character that was moving towards the object I clicked on with the correct animations. And before finishing this session, I made a backup of every change I made, just to make sure that no matter what happens, I will have all this information saved somewhere. It was a blast making the second video of the series. I had a lot of fun drawing and a lot of fun editing, although it took way more time than I expected. But I really hope you liked this, and I hope you will look forward to the next one just as much as I do. Thank you for watching the second video of my devlog series. I encourage you to watch the first one if you haven't yet, and I will see you in my next video.